Hey guys, I'm back. I'm gonna film a second video for today because, like I said, I got the flu coming on. I don't feel so hot. My head's a little foggy, so I might not be as funny as my usual self. But I'll try to give y'all some of my greatest humor. But, anyways, I got this one. Doctor now helps homeless brothers to regain control of their lives. And I don't know how you get by at 600 plus pounds if you're homeless. Because it's not like you can walk the streets or sit on the corner and ask for change or whatever. And you really can't fit in a damn car if there's two of you. Because, I mean, you would have to friggin' take out the seats and just lay in the back. So I'm really curious how this is going to work out. So I want to see what's going on here. But this one's going to be interesting. California. Don't they have a lot of homeless in California? Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, well, the one in the front's got to be the smaller one. But yeah, he definitely took out a seat. But that looks more comfortable than I thought. That's got to be a pretty big van, right? Like one of those creepy vans that you see like creeping around like the kids like parks and stuff. It's got to be one of those vans.
I never thought my life would end up like this.
I don't
I
think
feel
anyone
I'm
does.
in a nightmare because my life is such a mess right now in so many
Yeah.
ways. But my living situation and health are my two biggest struggles right now because
To be honest, at that weight, you really do feel like a prisoner inside your own body. Because I know, because I felt it, right? But it's just so far, like, people, you think it's out of your control, right? But I promise you that you can fight back if you want it bad enough, right? Because the only hole you can't dig yourself out of is the grave. And I can keep saying that as many times as I want, but these guys have to want it. You know, they have to want it for themselves. And if they're homeless and don't want it, I don't know what the hell is going to get it into their heads. You know what I mean?
they're the worst they've ever been. And I just feel like my world has fallen apart. Me and my brother live in my van because we're homeless, and my size makes my situation harder
Yeah.
because of how I struggle now to fit places and do things.
Yeah, could you imagine if they had to use like a porta potty or something? I wouldn't even want to go in that damn thing because you can't turn around. And then some toilets are even too little for you at that size. Like, I'm not going to get into the nasty details, but the show usually does a pretty good job. But if you're a guy and the toilet's too small, you might not be able to tuck the one thing underneath and get your other part on the toilet. So you might have to pee before you turn around and take a dump. But it's gross, man. It really is.
Sleep. All right. Little painful. My hip kept on bothering me. I had to readjust.
Yeah.
I really want to take a shower. It's been a while.
It's
You have
raining.
enough money for a room?
Go outside. It's raining. If you got money for a room, what the hell are you doing? But yeah, I imagine they're going to be in a lot of pain sleeping in the back of a van without a mattress or anything because you're already in pain at that size.
Yeah, I think we might. But let's get something to eat first. Let's go.
Oh, man.
It's not very easy to go to sleep in a van on the streets. There's always people around, other homeless people,
Yeah.
addicts, and then we also got to keep a lookout for cops.
Well, I mean, you're a food addict because obviously you said, I don't know, do we have money for a room? Yeah, I think so. But first, let's go hit up Burger King, man. I need to get myself some chicky nuggies, you know? Like, dude, your first priority should be finding a roof and not finding a fast food joint. You know what I mean? But that's how people are when they get to that size. I probably thought about food more than was healthy too. But hey, if you're homeless and food's still on your mind like that, it's kind of crazy.
We don't want to get in trouble or, have them tell us that, we can't be here anymore. What helps me forget about that and all my troubles
Food.
is food.
Yep.
And my life revolves around eating as much as possible.
Oh, and you pick McDonald's, right? I guess McDonald's is the cheapest fast food that's kind of like decent, you know what I mean? But it wouldn't be my first choice. I'm a Taco Bell boy myself. But also, I was thinking all that fast food, they've got to be ripping ass in that van all friggin' night. And if you ain't getting ran out of there by that stink cloud by two 600-pound boys cutting loose, man, nose of steel.
Hello.
Hello.
How y'all
Hello.
doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm
Hey.
Nathan Nazardan, and you are?
Dominic? And then
How much, like, I can't guess people's weight, right? I got up to 600 plus pounds. I'm not good at guessing your weight because I haven't been down where you guys are for a very long time, right? So if I had to guess on the brother sitting next to him, I'd say like 350, but that's just a guess. I thought he was 600 pounds too, but he's way smaller than the brother. So I don't know. But I can't guess weights, obviously, because I got up to a weight where those lower numbers didn't matter to me anymore.
Nice to meet you.
James Hernandez, his
James
brother.
Hernandez. Brothers, huh?
brothers.
All right. So where y'all coming from?
California. Central Valley.
California. That's quite a ways.
Yeah, that's
So,
a hell of a trip. What if your house broke down on the way there? Like, that would suck.
You came all this way for help with your weight.
Yes.
Okay. And I see your brothers also with the same pattern, but they're not quite as bad as you.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Now loves to get his jabs in, but he's honest with people, right? Also, I love his little blinged out things that he has right there, like Dr. Now styling on your ass.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're 37, and you weigh 672 pounds. And how's your activity?
Non-existent.
Limited. None.
Yeah.
You walk?
Yeah, I do walk.
He walks to the bathroom. I was 605. That was pretty much all I was walking. Unless I had to go somewhere, I wouldn't do it, right? Your activity level is at an absolute minimum.
Can walk.
How much you can walk before you get tired?
I'll say a few yards.
Ooh, that's worse
No.
than me.
20 yards.
Any shortness of breath?
Yes.
Yeah. What the
Okay.
hell do you think?
So you're struggling with your mobility. So you not working now, huh?
No.
So then, does your brother work?
No.
All right. So your brother is here with you.
Look, so if neither one of them's working, where are they getting the money for food, right? They've got to have some kind of assistance from the state or maybe food stamps, which do what you got to do, you know? If you're homeless, no problem with people doing that, right? But at some point, like, what's your priority become, right? Is the food more important to you or being able to work and support yourself, you know?
Moral support.
Yes, for moral support.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 44.
So your big brother.
Yeah, 7 years older.
Okay. So if you don't work and he doesn't work, how do you make a living if you're not working?
Right?
Well, we're homeless right now. We're living in our van.
Both of you live in a car, or?
Yeah, Dr. Now's like, what? Excuse me? How does that even work? Because I can imagine if you've got 1,000 pounds rolling around in a van, that suspension's probably freaking shot. Let's just be honest. And I know, because my big ass would get in a car and it would go, like, it would hit the ground, baby.
Yes, in the van.
How do you get money to eat? Your food stamp or
Yeah,
what?
food stamps. We'd get
Yeah,
general
so-
aid and food stamps.
And I used to work.
Through temp agencies, he gets jobs.
Do they give you more money in food stamps by pound? Because if you're 600 pounds, I feel like they probably would give you more money. Imagine if you went to the food stamp place and they had you stand on a scale and they were like, yep, you're fat. You're real fat. You get 3 times the regular food stamps. I mean, I don't think it works that way, but I don't know. I've never got them.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do y'all eat in a regular day?
Junk food.
Yeah.
Chips.
Junk food.
Yeah, cold stuff
And you know what?
that we could just eat, out of the can.
All right.
I'm going to guarantee he uses the excuse that healthy food's more expensive because that's something that all fat people love to use as an excuse. But if you really look down at it, it's not that much difference because eating all that fast food, it's going to add up. And I was a value menu boy. Like, I tried to stay away from the fast food as much as I could because that shit adds up.
I don't know what will be the possibility of your food stamp to be transferred to here. Instead of Texas, you have to have an address in Texas to be able to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we got the difficult situation with your health and issues you got with figure out your life and both of you.
Mm-hmm.
And dynamic that you have that both of you are overeating and enabling each other.
I'm not sure why the older brother isn't working because he looks perfectly mobile or whatever. He could even get like a Walmart greeter job or something, but he just doesn't want to, you know? But that's pretty tough. Living in a car and being more worried about food than working or having a home, like that's kind of a pretty bad state of food addiction, in my opinion.
So all that's going to be a difficult situation to treat. We got to get the home shelters around in Houston. Then we can get you over there so you can have at least bathing facility and meals and things like that first. Because you both need some
Right.
stability in your life to start to get things under control like you need. But Dominic, your health is going to start to decline rapidly if you don't do something now to change things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he's pushing 700 pounds, his health has to be like getting pretty bad. And he already said he had some health issues. I'm not sure what. I was kind of blessed where I didn't even have like high blood pressure. Diabetes runs on both sides of my family. Didn't have that. I kind of dodged a lot of bullets, and somebody was on my side, right? Because things should have been a lot worse for me than they were.
I understand.
Okay. All right. So let's get you to a homeless shelter, or we'll see about public housing because you may be qualified for some assistance, and we will
I'm sure he
have to
does.
get a social worker to work with you and see what we can do to get you that. But we get a lot of obstacles to overcome and get your life back. So at the meantime, you're gonna have to change your eating habit.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing, if you really want it bad enough, people are compassionate in the world. People will help you. If you say you're homeless or whatever and you're trying to get this surgery to save your life, people will help you if they see you want it bad enough, right? But you have to show people that you're committed and you're going to follow through. Because ain't nobody trying to hand you money for more McDonald's, right? Like, people want to see you make an effort.
Both of you. So I'm going to give you both to read some stuff. List of food to avoid. I want you to eat only 3 times a day. No snacking.
Wait a minute. I'm only here for moral support.
No, he did not. I'm only here for moral support. Why the hell can't I eat all that stuff? Man, you're pushing it. Like, you're definitely morbidly obese. Oh, by the way, I have like 6 pounds left to go until I'm officially no longer morbidly obese. I'm just regular obese, so I'm excited for that. But this guy, I mean, come on. You're going to sit there and eat all that junk inside of the car with him, knowing that your brother's going to catch a whiff of Taco Bell or whatever, pop a hard on, and then you're going to have a real big issue with that car. Especially if Big Boy starts throwing bows, try to take your burrito.
If you're going to eat bad and he's going to sit down and watch you, that's not going
That's
to
what
work.
I'm saying.
So you're gonna have to eat better too.
Okay? So you're going to be moral support. You're going to have to do your part too.
This is
Okay?
great.
Because you're part of his overeating and he's part of your overeating. You both are
Absolutely.
feeding each other, and this dynamic is not going to be possible to change unless both of you change.
They definitely got some kind of codependency going on. If they're living together in a van, neither one of them wants to work, and they're both going to eat the same junk at the same time. So, I mean, but it would be easiest for them, right, to get on a diet because they would just have to buy all the correct foods, and they can't just like, well, then they can't cook it though, so I guess it's a lot harder for them. Yeah, this is going to be real tough on them. They're going to have to really, really, like, buckle down.
Is that something you both understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give you both a high protein diet, low carb, and 200 calories a day.
That's the
Okay?
only diet that
And
ever
I'll
works
see
for
you
me.
both in
Low
2
carb.
months. In the meantime, if you need anything, you may call.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Me and James are here
Hey!
back at Dr. Now's to see how my weight.
I like his shirt, man. I need to find me that plaid shirt. I try to wear a lot of dark colors because they make you look skinnier, right? That's the hack. All black when you're 600 pounds. But I do like the way that plaid shirt looks on him. And I wore a plaid shirt yesterday when I went to see the Avatar movie. I was looking good as shit, man. Had to beat the women off me with a stick. My girl was getting so jealous.
Weight loss is. and I feel good about my chances of being as low as I need. I know me and James changed a lot. I think I made some good progress that will make Dr. Now proud of me.
Hello.
I'm hoping he did, for
Hello.
his sake.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm doing good. And how are you getting situated in Houston? Were you able to get housing set up?
No,
No.
not yet. It's kind of hard trying to find a place. I called those numbers. They sent us to a place, but and there was long lines and we didn't get to make it in.
Okay. When you're that weight, you're not going to be able to stand in no line. But, I mean, just bring a chair behind you. Like, you're, like, making no effort. And like I said before, people need to see you make an effort. And then people will go out of their way to help you. You know what I mean? Like, people want to help you. Everyone loves to see a success story, but people love to see a train wreck almost even more.
And then the next day we went back, they closed early. Yeah, so we didn't get to talk to anybody yet about finding the affordable housing.
Oh,
So then what
Lord.
kind of changes you made in your eating habit?
I'm trying to stick to the under 1,200 calories, and but we still have some of our food we're trying to finish.
Oh my God, really? So they have all this junk, right? So they're like, well, I can't throw this food away because we're homeless. So, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you need the food, you're going to friggin' starve, right? And then they're just sitting there eating the same junk and they just wasted 2 months. I wasted time too. I thought, get the surgery, that's all I need, right? But these guys, they're in a whole nother level of screwed. Like, they're homeless. And what are they going to do, right? Because they need to eat and they need to find a house. They need to move states. So at this point, like, I might be skeptical and be like, okay, they're on the show for the $1,500 they pay you or whatever. I'm hoping that's not the case.
Because we don't want to throw it away, and we don't have enough money to go get more. But it was still, it's not the healthiest, but it was still under the 1,200 calories.
No friggin' shot, buddy. Look at him smirking like he knows. He's like, yeah, 1,200 calories. That's one Big Mac meal, and we had 5 of them yesterday. So, like, there's no way they stayed under 1,200, man. That guy's like, I didn't come here to lose weight. This is all on him. And I need him to stay obese because it's his friggin' van. Like, I need my brother for housing. Man, this is a really bad codependent relationship.
Well, that sounds positive, but you're not making the progress you should. And you need to work harder on doing the diet and losing more weight.
Okay.
And then what I want you to do is to start going to psychotherapy to see if they can help you make some progress.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. How's your brother doing? Are you all changing together?
So you just told him he needs to make more of an effort and go to therapy and do all this extra stuff when he wouldn't even stand in line to get a house or food stamps. He doesn't want it. I wish I knew what he weighed right now, but they didn't friggin' show it.
Or eating the same thing or what?
I'm changing. He's changing slower. He's taking a little while. He's eating a little more.
I had to sacrifice and eat the less healthy food.
Really, buddy? I had to sacrifice, man. Them Twinkies went down hard, but I was Twinkie gobbling, baby. Yep, you definitely bit the bullet, buddy. Or you bit something, you know what I mean? But I'm taking this huge sacrifice for him. I'm eating all the junk food. We had about 15 pounds of fudge. I ate every friggin' bite. This guy, like, he's infuriating because his brother needs to change right now. He don't have time to waste. Pushing 700 pounds, his life is at risk. So be a good big brother. Like, just commit to it even to help him. Obviously, you don't want to lose weight, but it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to do this if you're not doing this with him.
Yeah, that's true. We're all done with the unhealthy food. So from
Okay.
now on, it's all your diet.
Okay, so
All right.
no more excuses.
Well, good. What about work? Have you tried to find work?
Hell
Because
no.
the job market is so good in here, you can find job.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, by the end of the week, I expect to be working.
Anyone live in Houston that's watching this, can you tell me, is there a lot of work around? Because I don't think it would be hard for an able-bodied man to find work. But he really needs to change to help his brother, man. That's what's bugging me. His brother's on, like, his deathbed pretty much. or his death floor of the van or whatever. But like, he needs to help his brother. Like, oh, come on, dude. I'm getting frustrated with him.
Okay. Well, stay positive and keep trying. None of this is easy, but you have to keep working on it if you want this, okay?
Good vibes only.
Okay.
I'm glad Dominic made some progress, but he still seems to lack an overall motivation to do what he needs to turn his life around. And my biggest concern is his brother James, since his behavior and choices are going to continue to have a negative effect on Dominic that makes it harder for him.
He's definitely going to make it harder on his brother. But then again, people around me were still eating junky food. And I was just like, no, I don't want it anymore. You know what I mean? You have to get in that place in your own mind where, like, you're just done with it. You've had enough. Like, you want to change for you. And you're going to have a better life. And the grass is greener on this side. Come this way. You know? But hopefully he helped his brother.
But again, this all has to start with Dominic, and with all the obstacles we're still facing with him, maybe psychotherapy can help him to find that motivation. Because right now, I'm not seeing anything from him that convinces me he's taking this seriously and ready to move ahead. And if that doesn't change, there's not going to be anything we can do for him.
See, he's not committing, but it's that same weird process that everyone over 600 pounds has, right? Where, why the hell do I have to diet? You're just going to cut my stomach out. I'll lose the weight, right? But it don't work that way, because you will hurt yourself if you keep eating the way you used to. And the doctor needs to see the commitment. And right now, my 600-pound excuses is not doing it for the doctor. Also, I would think that you want to lose weight just to get the hell out of that van. Because that thing's got to smell like friggin' awful. Because sleeping in there, ripping ass in there, you're probably peeing in bottles if you could only walk 20 yards. Like, that van has to be like a death trap, like horror show type stuff in there.
I'm gonna try my hardest to work even harder this time and eat less. I think if me and James could get set up at the place, that'll be the biggest thing to help me eat better and be more consistent.
Yeah.
Because we'll be able to prepare meals. So hopefully we could do that soon. And if Dr. Now thinks therapy will help me, I'll do that too.
I told you it was like one of those creepy, like, kiddie vans or whatever where people are creeping around the park. But definitely prepping food would be very hard if you're homeless. So he's for sure leaning on fast food joints. But there are some healthy options at, like, fast food joints. Go to Taco Bell, get a Power Bowl, right? Just don't eat the carbs. You can get away. Just get the Power Bowl, no beans or whatever. You're pretty good. Sour cream, chicken, lettuce, all that stuff, no carbs. But, like, there are some healthy options out there.
But I've never had therapy. So I'm scared because I don't know what to expect. But I know I have to do this.
Yeah, you're really at the end of your rope, buddy. So you have to make that change. Also, when they put me in anger management as a child, because I got in a fight in school or whatever, I convinced the therapist that my mother was the fault. So my mom comes in there afterwards to talk to the therapist, and she was like, "You're never going back to this shit again, you little manipulative." So that was my last trip to therapy. But these guys are homeless, and they're still not willing to change. You got to think at some point you just hit rock bottom, right? Where you're just ready to change. You're tired of smelling your brother's farts. Whatever, man. But that's just my opinion on these guys. They're not ready to commit. Hopefully they got there. But a lot of 600-pound people go through the same process of thinking the surgery's a cure-all instead of a tool to help you. But that's just my opinion, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later. Peace.